Hi, I'm Chillmonger. Introduce yourself.
What's going on? My name is Mark, aka ATL Blurred, recast T'Challa.
You know there's
You know the
probably an ATL bird somewhere out there.
Yeah, me.
Look, we were talking. Hey, check out my new setup. Chill, help me out. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And then the conversation of slabs came up.
Yeah,
I talked about I talked about a valuable comic book, The Fantastic Four debut of Black Panther issue 52. We were gonna do a video on it, and then he tells me he has this from the 60s, not no reprint, not the facsimile, and he said that's the most valuable comic in his collection.
yep.
Sir, why
Maybe
isn't it slabbed?
it may be valuable. Well, let me rephrase that. It is valuable from a financial standpoint. It's also valuable from I'm not gonna say emotional, but a sentimental standpoint, because this is, of course, the first appearance of T'Challa, aka Black Panther, the ruler of Wakanda. When we say Black Panther, we mean T'Challa. I bought this book right around the time that the movie came out. And it's not Slab, to answer your question, because I want to read it. I don't read it that often, but I want to have it available to me. It is, of course, bagged and boarded, right?
Oh, bagged and boarded.
Bagged and boarded, but it's not slabbed. For those who don't know, a slabbed comic book is one that is basically in a plastic container and almost hermetically sealed. Now you can get access to it, if you crack it open, but it's slabbed to prevent you from having easy access to it. And a lot of times, most of the times when you have a book that's slabbed, at the top of it, you'll see a number, 8.5, 9.2, etc., where the company that you have sent it to be slabbed evaluates how good a copy that particular book is. They quote unquote grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10, of course, being the best. So the higher the number, the higher it has been graded as being mint or near mint condition. So
Mhm.
a lot of people do that with their books. I personally don't. I don't have any slab books, and I have over 11,000.
Well, when it comes to the numbers, there is no 8.5s. You actually can't get that number. It's even numbers. It only gets into the 0.5s later on in the
Yeah.
ranking. And that's your most valuable comic book. My most valuable comic book was never slab. I'm playing with you. My most valuable comic book. Do you know what issue that was? Did you see it?
I saw it, but I don't know the rationale behind the importance behind that particular book. Black Panther, what is that, number 14? I'm
Read
pretty
that.
sure I have that one. Congress New Protector Name. Was that during the last guy's run?
It sure was.
That's why
Let me get
I
that
thought that.
profanity. Look. This, I don't even know why I haven't used it as toilet paper yet. This, I don't care. I can put my fingers on it, do whatever I want to do it. I should spit on it, which, oh my God, look at that. What is his face all beat up? Ugh.
Yeah,
Yuck.
okay. So
Yuck.
here's the thing, for those who don't know who are watching us, there are different volumes of comic books, Black Panther comic books specifically. I think we are now on volume 9. The volumes are where you will have a run or issues of books. Then that creative team will no longer be on the book. And then they will bring in another creative team to not necessarily start over from the beginning as in an origin story, but their own line of stories for that character. In Black Panther, Volume 8 was written by this dude whose name I will not mention. It has been
Voldemort.
it has been the worst run of that title out of the 9 that he has, or 10 if you want to count Jungle Action, because Jungle Action, the later issues are T'Challa's stories. Um, it was just bad. It was bad to the point that I stopped reading it. I stopped collecting it.
That's
And
why you didn't recognize the comic
that's
book.
why I did not recognize it, and I'm like, "Why would Namor be the protector
We got it.
of
We got it. We
Wakanda?"
got it. Let's back to the topic of slabbing. I got
Yeah,
it. So that was
yeah,
the joke. Now this one is my most valuable. I would say new, like mathematically, the most valuable comic book that exists. It's issue 55, the Webhead comic book. I remember seeing this in my Marvel previews, and I said I need to get that, and I had to get two of them. Now, some guys are wondering what the hell's he? It's a black thing. Aren't you worried about fingerprints? No, because like Mark was saying, it's valuable to me. I want to open it. I want to look at it. I love stopping, looking at this thing. I also got the second printing of the comic and the third printing of the comic where they did the same thing in red and blue. I should have took these out of the plastics. But yeah, the plastics are about the only protection that I have. I know oxygen is not going to get in here because of the plastics and the little tape that I should have there to stick it closed. And that's what I think about when it comes to the value of my comic books. It's valuable to me. I don't have what he has, but I've got a facsimile edition of that. And to me, it's pretty valuable. I actually bought multiple of them. I might have to do a giveaway because I have so many of them. Like, hey, get a Fantastic Four 52, first appearance. The only difference, and it has all the ads. The only difference is it says $4 at the beginning of the comic instead of, how much were they? 99 cents?
or something like that. What volume of Amazing Spider-Man is that? 'Cause I'm trying to see if I have it, you know?
Oh, what volume? I don't know because sometimes they call it The Amazing Spider-Man and sometimes it's under Amazing Spider-Man. I can't tell you what volume it is. It's the one that began in 2018, if that helps you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking
Legacy number 856.
2018. Okay, so yeah, I have that. Okay. I was just making sure. And I do have that black one. I did not know that there was a red and a blue cover. So now my life is incomplete unless I have those two.
Now, you loved this when you initially saw it, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
All right. And you
Written
didn't
by
slap.
Nick Spencer and the artist is Patrick Gleason. Yep, I've got that.
Yeah, right when Patrick Gleason was joining Marvel, like one of his earliest comics, he joined in issue 50 on that comic. Now, I still value people's opinions. If they want the slab, and there needs to be like CGC, the Comics Grading Commission, I think. They're the guys, you send it off to Florida. They're the guys responsible for grading it. And I understand how there needs to be universal understanding of what makes a comic valuable and not valuable. There needs to be that, I guess, for buying and selling purposes. Do you sell?
Never.
And I don't either. And that's why
I am
that
a
just
collector.
it just doesn't matter to me the way that it does to other people.
Right.
I want to give people points. It's just not for us.
Right. Now I bought several different copies of the Ultimate Black Panther #1 of the different variant covers. I did buy two copies of variant cover, the E variant cover, where you have T'Challa and the different images, the different profiles of his face and things of that nature. I bought different ones of that one. Um, I have two copies of that. Now that one I may sell at some point because I have two. I bought two for that reason. But I'm not like a lot of speculators who buy a lot of stuff with the anticipation of it going up in value. That one right there. Yep. And I just looked on eBay earlier today where it's going for like 30, $50 or whatever. My shop was selling it for roughly 12 bucks. So I do have two copies of that one. But I know some shops, the book was so popular that they were only allowing customers to buy one at a time. Like if you came in, you couldn't buy multiples, you can only buy one. So yeah.
That's why we pre-order our books, because my relationship with my shop is, hey, you better put that in my pull. So it'll
Hmm.
be in the little cubby. It'll be in the back room. I don't know how your comic shops do it, people, but if you tell the man, I need this comic 2 months in advance, it'll be there for you.
Speaking of that, there is a new Black Panther book that is coming out. I can't remember the whole full title, but he becomes a vampire. Um, do you know what it is? Blood Hunt? Was it
Blood
Black
Hunt.
Panther? Black Panther Blood Hunt. So make sure that you tell your comic book store that that's one that you want to. We need to be able to show the Marvel comics that Black Panther's a character that we want to see on a regular, consistent basis in his own title.
I've got more on the subject right over here. Check out the video.